See, I find too many people are waiting. They're just waiting on a title to lead, waiting on permission to speak up, waiting on someone to call their name before they start showing up with excellence. And if we're honest, leading is just truly all about influence. And see, influence, it doesn't wait for permission. It's something that you build, not something that you're given. Welcome back, guys, to the Emmanuel Dr. EG3 podcast. I'm your host, Emmanuel George, but most folks around here, they just call me Dr. EG3. Here is the place where we talk about many subjects, such as life, growth, and becoming. And it's about becoming not the version the world expects, but the one that you're meant to live. See, around here, my goal is to help you rise higher, live bolder, and step fully into who you were meant to be. So let's talk about it. How can you lead, impact, and influence without ever needing a title in front of your name? See, I think about, as you guys know, I'm a pharmacist and I live this every single day. See, I've got the education, I've got the training, the clinical expertise, even though some students forget that. But I'm not the final say. When I see therapy that's not up to standards or guidelines, or maybe not fully benefiting the patient, I can't just open a chart and change that order. I have to influence. Influence a physician to consider a new approach. Influence the patient to trust me enough to take their medications differently or reorder their therapy. Influence a colleague to work together towards what's best for our patients' personal health goals. See, that's not about power. That's not about position. It's about my presence being in the room. It's about trust and relationship and building credibility. And that's the kind of influence we all have the opportunity to build, no matter where we sit or what title we hold in the world. So I want to make sure that we cover some core topics or core teachings to help us really understand this. So as I think of the first one, we have to recognize that influence starts with our own ownership. See, titles tell people what you do, but ownership tells people who you are. See, when you walk into a space and decide in your mind that this matters to me, everything shifts. You stop saying things like, that's not my responsibility, and instead start saying that this is my opportunity. See, influence grows in the soils of responsibility. And when you take ownership of your attitude, take ownership of your excellence, how about this? Take ownership of your word, people notice. And when people notice, they follow. Because influence starts when others trust that you care enough to carry the weight. Number 2, you don't get influence overnight. See, you earn it through consistency. So consistency builds your credibility. See, anyone can show up as the strong one time here, one time there. But real credibility, that's built on the days you didn't feel like it, but you still gave your best. When people can count on you, when they know your yes means yes, that's when your influence multiplies. It's not the loudest person who leads the room. It's generally the one who's the most consistent. The one who keeps showing up, steady hands when everyone else is panicking. People are running around like a chicken with their heads cut off, but you're there, smooth, calm, collected. And that's how you become a voice people lean towards to hear. Number 3, energy sets the tone. See, your energy speaks before you even open your mouth. It tells people what's possible when you're around. And you know what I'm talking about. You've seen it. One person walks into a room and suddenly that temperature changes, the tone changes. People seem to either relax or straighten up a little bit. When they walk in, you feel lighter, more focused, more alive. See, that's influence. That is what you should be working towards. And here's the truth. You don't need a title to bring in that kind of presence. Influence isn't always about what you say. It's really about what people feel after you get there. So ask yourself, what temperature do you set when you show up? Are you adding to peace or adding to the pressure? Are you lifting people up or are you draining the room? Because energy always leads before your words do. And the final, number 4, legacy is what people feel. See, at the end of the day, people will forget your position, but they'll remember your posture. They'll remember how you treated them, how you made them feel. Did you make them feel seen, respected, and capable to do the work, to carry on the mission? That's your legacy. And it has nothing to do with the plaques, the letters before your name, or the title. It's the residue that you leave behind after every interaction. I know I've talked about this before, but legacy is built on small, consistent acts of integrity. You don't need authority to be impactful. You just need to be intentional. Because people don't follow titles. They follow trust. People that they know that they can lean on and trust and believe in. So, here's my challenge to you. Stop waiting on someone to validate you. Stop waiting on a job title, a leadership's badge, or a bigger platform to do what you're already called to do. You have influence already. And I can tell you, it doesn't start with a title. It starts when you decide to own your own presence, to have ownership of it. Start showing up as if you already have the position that you've already been hoping and praying for. I want you guys to operate with excellence, integrity, and the energy that your next level requires. Right now, you should use this moment as training grounds for what's next. Because see, leadership isn't a role you're promoted to. It's a responsibility that you rise to. And when you start carrying yourself like that, the title merely becomes a formality. And hopefully the pay increase as well. So lead today, set the standard in your circle of influence, the people that are around you. Be the one who changes the atmosphere in a good way, who raises the bar, who models what is possible. Because if you can influence here, where you are, without that title, there's no limit to the impact that you'll have once you get one. You have influence right now. Your family, your team, your classroom, your community. I just encourage you to use it well. And as always, guys, I love you much.